Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is the Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, the 4th of October, 2025, and we have our very special guest, Jim Charles. Hi, Jim. How are
Hi, how
you?
are you?
Good. You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I did catch it, by the way, everyone. I don't know how. I don't want to take too much credit for it. So Angie, do you have any announcements we can start with? And welcome to everyone here. Welcome to everyone in YouTube watching and people watching in the future.
Yes. Good morning. Yes. We are proposing or bringing into play a class on chanting, mantras, vibrational energy lifting. All of that encompasses in the chanting. If you are interested in that, we're proposing around the December area. If you're interested, please email classes at hucolo.org. I will get that information. We'll get a list compiled of the amount of participation for that. Again, it's a chanting, raising of the vibration class. Krishna
Can
Priya,
I
you want to talk a
say?
little bit about that?
Yeah, it will be just learning to use mantra, sound, your own voice that you have yourself. So to use your own voice to set a vibration through toning and also through actual using mantra Sanskrit words, which is a light language in and of itself. And there's so many studies on the benefits of chanting, how you can calm yourself, focus your mind depending on what is going on with you. There's different mantras for creating more flow of resources. So, you can chant for success, you can chant for healing, you can chant for so many different things. And this would just be sort of a class intro into one, Sanskrit pronunciation, because it's very important that you pronounce the words correctly, two, the understanding of them, and then actually how to create your own sort of chanting practice. We'll work with different instruments that you can use, whether it be singing bowls. You'll learn how to tone off of the vibration of the sound. We'll also work with some what is it called? The drones that you have. It's like a drone of a sound, and then you will chant within the sound of that and just create a beautiful space. So it's a very beneficial and wonderful thing. When you do japa chanting, which is japa is repetition, you say a mantra over and over again. It's very beneficial for that, or to just learn to om, to how to om correctly. There is a way, and just a way to set an intention in chanting. So I'm happy to offer that to everyone, and thank you, Michael, for suggesting it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. If you are interested in that, please email classes at hucolo.org and we'll get things going on that. The next announcement is we've got our From the Galaxy with Love with Jim and Max. This book is available on Amazon. And we also have the volume one of Elijah Speaks. This one right now is in the process of getting on Amazon, but if you're interested in right now and want a autographed signed copy by our one and only James E. Charles from Rochester, New York. The,
The
is it below?
yes,
um, and this one is not quite on Amazon yet, but we are in the process of getting this on Amazon. But if you're interested in a signed copy, email classes at hucolo.org. I will get that. We'll get the cost of the book. This one is 16 and this one is an amount. So,
$10, I think.
all
I'm not
right.
sure what it's.
And so, right, right,
I'm not sure
exactly.
what it's
That's
online for.
right, right. But it
Hmm.
is a amount, right? So you can look on Amazon for that or email classes at hucolo.org for either the class or the book. Thank
I,
you so
I'll
much.
I'll
Bye.
tell you that the book will be available within the next 2 weeks on Amazon.
All right. Thank you so much.
because
right.
it's already there. It's just that we're proofreading the book now. I got my proofreading copies. I need to give a copy to somebody, and maybe I'll give it to Will. Hey.
All right, thank you very much. That is all the announcements that I have here on my end. As always, if you love the content of this, hit the like and subscribe button. And thank you to all of our participants. And back to you, Krishna Priya.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, we'll start as always with some blessings. The order of the blessings will be Ariana, Yana, Wendy, Jen, and then Will. And it's here in the chat if you all lose your place. Ariana, whenever you're ready.
Hangna hara hara mana ara hara hara hana 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 nyanga hana ana ana hana hara hara kara ara hana 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 unama hana mana hana mana unama.
In the heart places, it is now time to fill that with God completely, because it is going to be important for you to move forward into this particular day and age with great strength and great understanding of who God is and how He can help you during this time of trouble.
Hello, this is the Octorian.
Yana, we can't barely hear you. Can you hold your mic to your mouth?
Yes, I will.
Unbury it from your scarf.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Is this better? Is this better?
Yeah, much
Okay.
better.
Okay. These are the Octorians. Shtikartonoko ortanama kashteke ortomaka aiti I haetia tatta ortokonoite hantortoko moeta shteketer tuakata ent heoko honkoyoteste ieteke iaha hanta heoko ort hanta oteke ostemartokumaka testokurto matayastakate. Thank you.
We are here to love and guide. We are here to direct all of your attention to the places of necessity in your world. God is showing himself to many people at this time. The world needs to be awakened, and you are one of the keys to that awakening. So be aware of all the things that you need to do on this world, not just here, but around it completely.
Ashturun ya hathaira nya iturun ya irapai shishuyan na takia na noiren ni eti ichuhoina ka it no thoira ashara na eti uniti anahiro toto inamara kya nyusht kya thurun ya abai to usht. Blessings.
Remember that words have energy, and when you speak them, that energy is released. Sometimes it is you are not even aware of what kind of energy that you are releasing. So please be aware of your speech and how to speak to one another. It is important that you keep the karma of yourself clear.
Nishtapo kena watike chocho shina pakota tocha watike nana totoko cho saka nata ke unshe toko. Namaste.
There is love, and there is those things that are very much loved by you. And so, as you are loving, remember that God's love is the most important one, the most important thing in the universe, because it has the most power and has the most generosity, forgiveness, and all the rest that you can find. He is aware of what he is doing.
Will's coming to your room.
Isgai he kashna nide. Atkutu uru hatata askana haeja. Si toro hukutu tana hawahai. Isaya hatat gashawahai. Nusu ushkahawa. Sata hatat karnida. Arutu hushahawa. Kishanata kahatiaraha. Anoko utaretahasea. Niti ahanako. Shoyoko tuta. Hishi niti aratu hawaka. Tata shananahea haka.
Seek God always, but the energies that you are using up in this world are important. Remember that you are using God's energy to do the things that is necessary. Do not let that energy go in wasted or go into a place where it's not needed. Remember that this energy is important to each and every one of you. You are finding that there is energy for all kinds of things around you, but if you give your energy to God, and let it be the way that He wants it to be, it will be used properly. It will be given to the purpose that is necessary. It will lead you forward in a way that will be so much better than what you believe it could be. And always understand that God is forgiving and loving and is looking for the best from you. Thank you. All right.
Will looked like he was giving a Shakespearean soliloquy there for a second when he was doing his light language.
Oh,
He
I
did. It
didn't.
looked like a Shakespearean speech there. It's
Oh,
nice.
I didn't
Yeah,
didn't see it. I had my eyes closed.
yeah, it's nice. Okay. Let me give you the requests we have so far.
All right.
The Zhuog, Elijah, a Hathor and a Dama from Telos, Kuan Yin, the Galactic Federation of Light, or the Council of Five, or some kind of group like that. Let's see. Serapis Bey, the Ascended Master in Telos, Rinturus, or whomever shows up, Grindel. Grindel was also requested from our YouTube chat. And in the YouTube chat, Susan is there. We asked where Susan was. Well, she's got family, so she's not in our room, but she's in YouTube. And she would like someone from the Arcturian Healing Council. And yeah, and someone else requested Grendel. So those are the requests.
All right, very good.
Oh, and yeah, that's a question. We'll get to her question later.
What
Okay.
is it? All right. Okay, very good.
Okay.
One moment and we'll see who comes. Greetings, I am Elijah. Today I want to ask you to focus on God. In this world that you live in, there are many distractions. We have talked about this before, but it is getting darker out there, and the distractions are getting more and more because it is hard not to be distracted by what is going on in the world. It is hard not to be distracted by the negativity that is happening all over the world. And it is difficult to keep yourself aware of only God. It is almost impossible. And so therefore, I asked you to keep your focus centered on God. Keep it on something that is valuable and that is helpful for you. This is a time when distraction can bring you down. I have heard many people speaking in this world about the negativities that are happening in politics, war, and famine, and destruction, and even getting rid of certain races, genocide, and things of that nature. It's a very difficult place to live. It's a very difficult place to be when you are dealing with such horrible subject matters. But right now, I would want you to focus on God. Because as you focus on God, your distractions are less. I know you have to be aware of the world around you. You work, you see people every day, they speak to you, you have to be able to talk to them. But remember to keep the information turned back to God. Remember to keep the information turned in His direction. Because even when you're talking to your friends and family, you can also be talking about getting away from those subject matters that only are destructive. Bring God into your conversations. Bring God into your heart and your interests, because He is interested in everything that you do. You may not think so, but He is. And if you're doing something that you know that you shouldn't be doing, then you should actually be praying about that. So keep your mind focused. Focus is the word for the day. Because in this focus, God reveals Himself. In this focus, God is there and finds a way to bring His love into your life, into your purpose, into what all things that you are doing, into your family, and into your outreach. When you're reaching out to others in other lands and other places, in your prayers, in your thanksgivings, in your understanding of how God is working there. Remember to always pray for the world. Always pray to stop the wars. Always pray for those that need to eat and be clothed, and for all the things in the world that are necessary to be prayed for. Health. There's so many people around the world that are sick and damaged. Please pray for them. A lot of people will just be praying for their families and friends and disregard the rest of the world. But it is important that you pray for all of the world, because all of the world is part of God's domain, and that He needs to be working with them. He needs to be giving more energy to them. Of course, He knows that. But your prayers do help. Your prayers are part of that focus that is so important that we need right now. And it is that even though you have your lives to live, and even though it's very hard to focus sometimes, you can be praying always in your car, at work, in your living room, whatever. Constant prayer is a beautiful thing. I know that you cannot always concentrate on constant prayer, but when you're not working or when you're not thinking about anything else, prayer is where I would go. Focus on God. Focus on the salvation of the planet, because the planet is in dire straits and needs to be healed, needs to be loved, needs to be rejoined. It's so separated and it's so unkind to one another. It needs the love of God to heal it, to make it whole, to bring it into a place where all can understand it and all can be a part of it. Love, is that focus there. Be well, my people, and know that you are loved and that God focuses on you as well as you focusing on God. Yeah. One moment, please. Guess who?
John,
Greetings, everyone.
greetings.
This is
Greetings.
Grindle, your friend.
Oh, I'm so glad. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a while since I've spoken to this group.
Yeah, a while. Even though it's such a pleasure to have you, you do tend to like stay away for a good long time before you come back
Well,
again.
there's a lot of work to do, so and
Yeah.
I'm not always called either. But the thing is, when I'm here, I like to make myself uh, knowledgeable for you so that you can help each other.
Well, thank you very much. So we have a question for you from the chat, which I'm waiting for the person to type.
And
And Will requested you. So if we can get Will to
oh,
um, the
well,
question. Yeah.
greetings. All right.
Will?
I have no questions. I just noticed him here, so I
Uh,
figured I'd type his name in the chat because if he wants to speak.
Well,
Well,
you
So
do you
good
have
to
may.
meet you,
anything to
Grindel.
share with us then?
So thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you. I did want to speak about the world and how it is getting very dark, but it is also that you are becoming lighter. You need to become as light as possible to counteract the darkness that's there. So we are all together in this. We know that there are so many things that are not quite right, but and everybody's mind is twisted with different kinds of information. You talk to one person, they see this whole situation in a different way than you do, and never will these two thought processes come together. So that's where prayer comes in, because the world is so separated by all this fake knowledge. People are giving out this information. It's not even true, but yet people believe it and say, oh, everything's all right. Everything's good right now. Everything's moving in a positive direction. But if you really look, they are deceived. And not everything is moving in a positive direction, and not everything is moving in a negative direction either. But you have to be understanding that it's a little of each. It's a balance. You have to understand the real truth of the matter, which is it's not all good and it's not all bad. So a lot of people out there are deceived. And I want them to know that you are still loved by God. He will try to move you into the direction that you should go. But remember to be always positive as much as possible so that you can actually affect what is happening around you, because your positivity affects the people around you. You may not think that that is true, but it is definitely true. Your positivity will affect someone else's negativity. And they might go, that was a nice thing that they did. They said hello, they opened the door, they did whatever. You must be that person that starts off a positive understanding with them. So it is that you are the catalyst, if we want to call it that, for positive action. So let's use that every day, because if you go out into the world in a bad frame of mind, you're going to affect other people. There's no question about it. They will be affected. And if you go out in a good frame of mind, they will be affected. You may not see that. You may not know that, but it is true. Your energy moves out from you. And if it's a positive energy, it's moving out from you. If it's a negative energy, it's moving out from you. So bring in as much positive energy to the world, or send out as much positive energy to the world as you can, because it is important in this day and age, especially. Any questions?
Well, I'm looking in the chat. Yes, Met Wally, who we haven't seen in a while. Hey, Met Wally. He says, well, this is a question related to one is the person that requested you is Timeline Revelations, wanted a government update. If you can expand on what you were saying, is there anything you can directly say about the government?
Update, yes. It depends on what government you're talking about, but there's a lot of different updates. United States government is really quite disturbing. Looking at it in different ways, it can be very disturbing. So it needs a lot of prayer. It has moved in a different direction than even I could have possibly seen a year ago. So, but it is moving in a direction that is not good for the people. But we must remember that God can work miracles even with those kinds of situations. Now, in other lands, they're also struggling. Let's put it that way. Let's say that there's a lot of struggle going on around this world. The government meetings are coming up at the end of this month. At the end of this month, there should be some very interesting government meetings happening because since the last government meeting, things have changed quite a bit. The Zhuag are planning to come at the end of December or the beginning of January. And the way that things stand with the government is that they are not going to be accepting them very easily. People are not ready. People are becoming less ready in some areas, and some people are becoming more ready in some areas, but it's not jiving at this moment. I do not believe that the world is ready for first contact yet. I wish that were different, but I don't think that it is. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the governments will see things in a different way at the end of this month, and we'll be able to at least have some compromises. I would hope for that. I would like to ask you to give me more specific questions because I don't know exactly what you want to know about the governments. There's 1,000 things to say about the governments, but I would like you to tell me what you're interested in. Yeah.
Sorry, Matt Welly, I know that wasn't your question. That was Timeline Revelations question. Timeline Revelations said they'd like to know about the US, Russia, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, and Sudan. Basically, I guess the whole world, the world, the US and Israel are, dealing with their thing. Israel, Palestine is dealing with their thing. Russia and Ukraine are dealing with their thing, though it's all connected.
It is
And of
all
course, Sudan.
It is all connected. That is true. But there's so many hundreds of things to say about each and every one of them. They all have a different mindset. They all have a different understanding of what's happening, even. In this world of great communication, the great communication is what's causing the communication problem. It is that they're reading things that aren't true. They're reading things that are true, and they don't know what to think. Is this the truth, or is this the truth? Is this what's happening, or is that what's happening? They are not always correct in their assumptions of what's going on in their area. And so even the governments have questions about what the other governments are thinking. So you have all these ideas, thoughts, and informations from all these different governments, even though some of it's on the national news or international news, it can be difficult to know if that is correct or not. And so the governments are in a quandary over what to think about certain things. And so they'll do their own agenda. If they do their own agenda without thinking about anybody else's agenda, there is a problem because they need to take into consideration the other agendas around the world and what's going on in each of these countries, in each of these areas. You with the Sudan, you can it's a totally different situation than what it is in Israel or anywhere, even with Russia or anything. It's just the politics are so different in each of these different areas. And so the understanding of the politics by the other is also difficult. So we need them to come together and talk as a group. We need them to come together and actually speak to each other and tell each other their truths, how they feel, what is going on, how it's affecting them, why they want to do what they want to do. And that's not happening. It's just, if there is people getting together, they're just giving their own agenda and what they think is necessary to be said, not necessarily what they should say, but they're giving their political view on their own political view. So it's it's difficult for me to even go into these different countries and say this is what they actually think. This is what actually is going on because it's so confused. I'm not even sure what's going on in some places. But with Israel, Israel is going to continue to do what it's going to do because if it backs down, if it feels like it is weak in any way, shape, or form, it will not show weakness at all. It must bomb and destroy and until they feel that they have wiped out the enemy. And this is not a good attitude. Weakness should not be part of the problem. You should not appear to be weak if you stop bombing people. It is not that is their view of what's happening. If we back down, we're weak. If we stop bombing, we're weak. If we stop doing this, we're weak. And that is the way countries look at each other. They're going to see us as weak or strong. So they're all trying to be strong. They're all trying to be the power that they think they should be. But they're not showing what is true in their nature as individuals, as humans. They're just trying to stand up and have a bold face. That's nice, but it's not what's going to solve the problem. If everybody thinks that they're weak if they show any kind of deference or anything, then we're going to have war forever. But we need somebody to come up and say, "Hey, I want some peace. I want to talk about peace. I want to be." I know that there are some that have done that, but when they get into these peace talks, then they're saying, "Oh no, you're trying to invade our space, so we're gonna have to be strong." So yes, understood. But who is going to give in? Who is going to be the one that is going to say, "All right, I need to give a little, to compromise a little, so that we can get this done, so we can get peace." But the thing is, what do they want for the compromise? Some things they want for compromise are not able to be done. And so I find that there's many problems in the governments of these different organizations or different countries that you speak of in this particular question. It's a difficult question to answer because there's so many answers, and so many different things that will come up in the answers to those questions because that is where the communication is breaking down. Yeah.
Perfect. So much. Okay, there is a question. Let me just check our room. I don't know if anybody put in there that they want to have a question. One second.
Yes, there
Oh,
is.
Ariana has. Okay, go ahead, Ariana.
Hi, Grindel. Thank you so much for coming.
Greetings.
Greetings. I have a question regarding the government meetings. If we would like to request to maybe speak or attend them in astral, could we do so? Do we just send that energy out there, or how could
Yes,
that
you
happen?
will. If you have a will to go there, you will go there in the astral. And if you have a will to ask questions, you will ask questions. There is a time where humans are given an opportunity to ask their questions. And so in the government meetings, they've been getting longer and longer every year because more people want to speak. More people want to be heard. More people want to give their opinions. And so it is true that they are getting longer, but it is all right because more governments are hearing what the people have to say. So I think it's a really good thing that the people are going to these meetings and speaking and actually listening carefully to what the governments have to say. And many times during these government meetings, the government will not say much of anything because they will incriminate themselves if they do. And so there's a lot of silence in some of these after some of these questions. But then they try to answer the question by changing the question into something they want to talk about. So there is some manipulation going on.
Thank you. I just have one more question. I could you confirm that are you still a walk-in in the U.S. Military or government? I can't remember.
U.S. military. And I have left that position, but I am still hanging around that area. And I will go in if I am needed. The U.S. government, I've left that person because that person is uh, non-viable at this moment. And so I left that person and I'm looking to see if I should move into another in that area. The United States government is in bad shape at the moment.
Thank you so much, Grendel. Much love.
Much love.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me go back to the chat. Haymet Wally has a question. He says, how is Earth itself doing with the magnetic field and her axis moving and things of this nature?
Well, I think you just experienced recently an access movement. And with that access movement, time slowed down. Or I should say the rotation of the planet slowed down. So your time slowed down a couple milliseconds. And you don't think that may affect you very much, but it does indeed affect everyone. It will cause a lethargy, or what's the word? Lethargic feelings. Uh, it will cause headaches. It will cause all kinds of disturbances in the physicality. And many people will not be able to sleep properly. Many people will not be able to digest properly, even. I mean, it is slight, it is so slight, but humans are very sensitive to all these things. And yes, The magnetic field has moved a little bit more closer to China now. And that is worrying as well. And it's not in China, but it is moving that direction. So it's still in Siberia. I believe it's in Siberia, that magnetic field up there, but it's very, very north. It's a very northern magnetic field, but it has moved from its original alignment. That also affects everyone, everyone. And so, as you can see, you might be not being able to sleep or being very fatigued or have headaches or be grouchy or whatever. It is the way that it affects humans.
Okay, thank you so much. Now let me go back to the chat. Matt Wally's making a comment. He said all the leaders think that they're the second coming of the Christ or the Messiah, it seems like.
Yeah, they sort of have that attitude. Yep. They feel like they have to have that attitude because if they don't, then they're looked at as weak. So they have to be like above and beyond. And so that's a very sad position to have to be in.
Yeah. Peru says, how will it be possible to install Nesera Gesera or Gesera global currency if the government only sees their own benefits? I think that's a foregone conclusion. It's over. That's never going to happen.
I don't think that it will happen, but they are going to try to make it happen. Let me tell you, the cabal wants a one world currency. But in order to get that, they have to take down the world, meaning they have to bring all countries into submission. And they're not going to be able to do that unless they crash the world market. And even if they crash the world market, what happens after that is that most human beings will want to rebuild the market the same way as it was before, with only slight differences. Whereas the cabal would want to remake it entirely, and that would not go well with humanity.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Just okay, that's not a question. Rosangela says, hi, Grindel. What's going on with Brazil and the USA? Will Brazil play a big role in the future of humanity?
Brazil will play a big role, yes. It is becoming more assertive. It is becoming more aware. And for the South American people, it is becoming more of a beacon area because there's a lot of things going on there. And also in South America is where most of the contacts for aliens are or is. I'm not sure of the right word, but there are more alien contacts in South America than anywhere else in the world.
Okay. Then Jody Spencer just wanted to let you know that she's so happy you're here. And let me read what she said. She says, please give Grindel my love and tell him I've missed him.
Oh, thank you very much. That was a sweet comment. Thank you.
And let me see. Let me see. Matt Wally says, I just saw the sun going down at the wrong place, a bit too much to the north. I don't know about that.
Well, yes, because there are going to be changes that way. Yeah, a little bit
What is the reason for those changes?
because of the Axis movement.
Okay.
The Axis movement may not seem to be very much, but it is.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was trying to click on people's questions and I accidentally started the video. So I do apologize for that.
What happens is that with any kind of movement of the axis, even the tiniest little bit, you're going to see that the sun will not be in the same place. Our world is like, all right, let me give you an example how this is. If you strike a match and the light is going down onto say a keyboard and you move that keyboard just an inch, that light is shining in a different place on the keyboard. Do you
Mhm.
understand? So,
Yes.
um, with the movement of the axis, the light is shining in a different place than it did before because the Earth is not rotating exactly the same way. And so, our your Earth axis and rotation has changed. And that is why the bad weather, that is why the more volcanoes and earthquakes and all these things are affected by the movements that happen with the axis change, with everything that happens to the earth. The weather has changed. So, and also it decreases the stability of the earth because the earth is not if you are Mother Earth, you're not feeling very stable at the moment because the axis is moving slightly. Even the slightest axis movement will throw her off and cause earthquakes, volcanoes, bad weather because everything's not moving the same way.
Okay. Angie has a question. What is, you said you had a question, but then your question was answered, so I skipped you, but
Right,
I'll go.
right. It is true. You're not wrong that was, and then as I was sitting here listening, I got another question.
All right. Well, go right ahead.
All right. So we are looking at, I got it wrong. I always thought it was a 3-1 atlas, but it's 3-eye atlas. 3-eye atlas is coming in this direction. Scientists are saying that it doesn't move like the traditional comet. It doesn't have the properties of the traditional comet, but they still want to call it that because I think the people, if they say that it's a spacecraft, then people would have. Um,
Wow. And people, yes, it is a spacecraft. There's no question about it. It is moving. It is moving in ways that a comet will never move. It was in the. It was. Is it still in the rotation of Mars?
Mars. I'm not. I don't believe that. I think it's moved away from the rotation of Mars right now.
All right. See, if it was a comet, if it was a comet, it wouldn't go into the orbit of Mars for one thing. And second of all, and if it did go into the orbit of Mars, it wouldn't come out the way it did. So it's not a comet. It's a spacecraft. And it is filled with cyborg kind of people. They're very neutral. They're not looking for war. They're scientific. They're a scientific group. They're this is their fourth galaxy, I think, that they're in, from what I understand. So they're going from galaxy to galaxy, collecting information. And so I think that's what they said. This is the fourth galaxy that they're studying. And so, yes, they're heading toward Earth, but they're not going to hit Earth. They're not going to do anything with Earth. They will study it from a distance, and they can do that. They have very high technology. They'll get close enough to study it as well as they want to, but they don't want to frighten the earth, and they know that they will if
Right.
they get too close. So they're very understanding of not interfering.
Is Girkvik near have communication with them?
Yes.
And what can you give us like a generalization of what that communication is about?
Well, Girk has sent out a communication to them asking them what they're doing, who they are, all that, all the original questions that they ask all new life forms that come into this solar system or their solar system or whatever. And the answer that they got was that this particular group is a scientific group, that they're only looking to do science. They're not really looking to meet anybody or to really contact or communicate. They're more just studying, more just wanting to get their information and go. But they will be around the solar system a little while. But the thing is, they're not here for any negative actions.
Got it.
But they communicated with Kirk Vernier and just told them that we're a scientific group, and that's what they actually told the United States and other countries around the planet as well. They've already communicated.
On the opposite spectrum, on the opposite side of our galaxy or Milky Way, I should say, there is another anomaly heading in this direction that is greater than the Three Eye Atlas. The one, it's called SWAN, SWAN, and that acronym is they've put it out on our communication, which is on the internet, what that acronym is. But they're also saying that this doesn't show properties of a comet, but
Well, not a it didn't show properties of a normal comet. However, as it gets closer to your sun, it's starting to break up. It's actually starting to uh, fall apart. So it's actually more of a comet than anything else at this point. They don't see any, it doesn't act like it has life forms in it. So it is starting to disintegrate. And that is not a sign of a ship. That's more of a sign of a comet that's getting too close to the sun with the gravitational pull. So there are several different explanations of what's going on with it. I would have to study that. I'm really not quite that interested in the Swan event because it's actually being able to be seen by the Earth right now
yes, it is.
until Monday, I believe. Um, and then after that, I don't know what's going on with it. It's not going to get close to the Earth at all. And some people don't even think it's going to make it past the sun. It's going to dissolve.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And that information just helps us to kind of have an understanding of what's happening in our space.
Very good.
Thank you, Grindel, as
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Okay, Grinda, let me just go quickly back to the chat. Okay, just thinking is asking, and there's some questions about physical things going on. I'm sort of skipping those and I'm staying more in the line of political stuff at the moment, just because there's a lot. There's a question, and I'm going to combine them from Diane and one from Enos. One asking about what's going on in Canada right now, and the other one is like, what about the Slovenian government? Do they know? Are they doing anything for first contact? Do they know about it?
Oh, first of all, we'll go to Canada.
Yeah.
Canada is under a different kind of thought process at this time. The Canadians think that it's going awry. Just as you're in the country, you see what things are going awry and what things that they're trying to take away and things of that nature. So, yes, there is problems in Canada. They're trying, from what I understand, they're trying to limit the internet. They're trying to bring that down. they're trying to limit certain things so that they can have more control over the people. And same with the United States. They're trying to control the people better, bring them into a smaller uh, uh, freedom, if you want to say it that way. And so, yes, they have some peril there. And so I understand that. And the government is not any different, really, than the last government, except that they're trying to limit things. Now, Slovenia, they do not have a first contact protocol, but they are aware of first contact and the beings that are in the solar systems because they cannot be not aware of it because of all the countries that are talking about it. It is an international talk. They are they are letting all countries know that there are aliens in the solar system. There's no question that all countries know that there is aliens out there. And so the thing is, the question is for the countries, should we be concerned? Should we be on attack? Should we be ready for a war or be ready to be invaded? And the answer to that is no. But many of those people do not believe that. They believe that there's going to be some problems and they're not really very positive. They're demons, as taught by the church and things of that nature. So, yeah, there's a lot of problems with that as well. First contact will be a problem with many countries because of belief systems. Hello?
Sorry, I was muted. So I was saying 1 second. Okay. Serenity said, oh no, sorry, just thinking says, where do you see Iran going in the coming 3 years? Will women gain more freedom and human rights? Will things change for the positive for them in less than 5 years? What about the Afghan women?
Yeah, yeah. Well, let me tell you this. The government of Iran will change, I believe. It looks like it to me. It looks like it's the old boys club there is pretty much shot. The very high ranking officials of that old boys regime are pretty much gone except for the Ayatollah. So there is other ones wanting to come in, but they're hesitant because of the direction that Iran is headed with the Ayatollah. And plus the fact that Iran has been severely weakened uh, internationally because of the bombings there. But they are not saying that. They have they are saying that they moved everything and that everything is still going with the atomic systems. And some of that is true because they did move some of it out. Some of it was destroyed, but some of it is moved out. But the thing is, it's going to take them a while to reestablish that. So I think that another regime will come in. What regime that is a question because there are a couple that are looking at it. Let's put it that way. And so hopefully the women's rights and women's equality will be better in the future. But I cannot I cannot tell you that for sure because it has not happened yet. But also Afghanistan women, you were saying, they're going to be in the same place for a little while, but things are changing, And I pray and I hope that the people in the Middle East, the women in the Middle East, are freed and equalized because it is past time for that to happen. Way past time.
Hmm. We can only hope what's happening in Saudi, hope happens across the rest of the Middle East.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, there's some more questions. One moment. Serenity says, with the Earth changing axis, will this be creating more plasma energy light? My friend's camera picked up plasma light merging, and then a spirit walks past with the other flashes of white light in the UK.
Interesting. Yes, there's more spiritual activity for sure. And there's more alien activity for sure. More plasma, maybe a little more, yes. But I don't see that that's going to be the biggest thing. I do see that there are going to be uh, plasma emissions from different places, but I don't know if it's just going to be around the Earth. I think it's more interstellar.
Okay, thank you. Carew says, what will happen with digital ID in Switzerland, Vietnam, the UK? They're making digital ID mandatory. Vietnam, Thailand.
What does that mean?
Well, the only thing that comes to mind is, and maybe Yana can also add, is that in the Netherlands, we have what's called Digi-ID, and that's our digital ID, and everything's tied to it. So you have your social security number, but your health insurance, your anything that's governmentally related, your driver's license, you can log in on their website with you have one ID that everything's tied to, where you live, your
Yes,
bank everything's
that's
everything's
Big
tied together.
Brother is watching.
Yeah. In the Netherlands, I mean, on an efficiency basis, it's a lot of times very easy because everything is tied together. But in other ways, there's no hiding.
Right, there's no hiding. That's just
Right.
it. It's much easier for the government as well
Yeah.
as the individuals to get information. So it is very efficient, yes. And the world will go to this kind of thing, yes. Just be careful not to have it put into you physically. Meaning that if they digitize your person, then you're going to be followed. I mean, they will be able to find you wherever you are. They will be able to uh, do whatever they need to do with you because you would not be able to escape them if they put that in your system.
Isn't that the same with like facial recognition though, or
Not necessarily.
okay.
They have to have your face in order to get that recognition. This, they already have your information and it's in your system, and so they know where you are. They don't know where your face is all the time.
We don't know where your face is. Okay. Bertel says, Grendel, what's your star sign?
You mean where was I born under?
Yeah.
On your world? Let me see. I never really figured that out, but it would be uh probably Aries.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, Charles says, please teach us about a high transcendent energy beyond the 8D that we may attune to today, something like chromium or divine that can be used to assist humanity in some way.
If you can connect with the eighth dimension, it's very difficult to do that because many people think it's easy because they feel themselves moving up through dimensions and things of that nature. But when you're connected to the eighth dimension, that is a very, 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 very different dimension than what you live in and what you appear in. The eighth dimension is very thin. as far as yes, there's a lot of different metals there and different ideas about how things should be done in the eighth density, but it's difficult to reach it. Uh, it's I know some people say, "Oh, I go all the way to the 12th dimension." All right, they're fooling themselves because the 12th dimension is so hard to reach from this area. It's not even funny. So, you have to understand that science comes into this. You have to uh, uh, I can scientifically get to the fifth dimension because I'm from it. Scientifically, I may be able to get to the sixth dimension or the seventh, but not any higher than that. I cannot move any higher because I cannot relate to that which I do not know. The eighth dimension is unknown to me, so I cannot relate to it. I have trouble relating to the seventh dimension. So it is that things you do not know, you cannot relate to. So it is that a lot of people think that they can relate to that because they're moving up in the ascension thought process. And yes, you might be able to touch upon it, but you would never be able to understand it. And so, with this question, I would say, yes, there's probably things from the eighth dimension that could be helpful to humans, but we will not see them until we are able to understand what the eighth dimension even is, because scientifically, we don't nothing about it, really.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for that. Let me just,
And I know that'll great against some people that are saying that they're moving into all these really, really high dimensions, but scientifically it's impossible.
yeah, I'm gonna ask one Joachim made a point, and I agree with you, Joachim, but I've got to ask one more. Okay, one more of those type of questions. Ruth wants to know, can you please talk about CERN? What's happening there, and is there any real danger for us?
Saren?
CERN, the CERN collider
Oh,
in
CERN.
CERN. Sorry, did I say CERN? Sorry, CERN.
Yes,
CERN.
CERN. I didn't know what Saren was.
Well, that
But
was definitely
CERN
not what.
collider under the in Europe, yes.
Yeah.
The CERN collider is a matter of thought process and of concern at times, depending on how safely they're using it. And most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, they're using it in a very conscientious and disciplined way. But there is that 1% of time where A, things can get out of control, or B, they set it up to do something that it is a little too dangerous for them to actually get a result from. So, yes, there is some concern for that 1%. But for the other part, usually they're just trying to find smaller elements to creative elements, what are they called? Subatomic elements
Yeah.
and new dimensions and things of that nature. And they have already found many things. New dimensions have been found, but they're not as high as the eighth. They found maybe the fifth dimension, and that to them is way beyond their understanding.
So you said what you're saying is they are accessing things, but they're not able to understand what even they're accessing.
Some of it. Other things that like subatomic atom materials and things of that nature, they are able to understand, but they last for such a small amount of time, like a millionth of a second, that they're not able to really study it too much. They will take a picture of it. Everything's being recorded, so they can go back and look at that recording. But it is such a small amount of energy that they're finding in these subatomic materials that they don't quite understand why they even exist. So they have to really find out for themselves and study that subatomic material to understand what it does in the universe, how it is effective with creativity, how it is formed into whatever. So it is that they are finding more information. Now they have to try to understand it.
So that'll take a long time to unpack, basically everything they're gathering.
Well, it depends. Some of the things they found they were able to discover pretty quickly, but other things are really a mystery, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, and then let me see. I think this is the last of the questions. Let me see. Rebecca says, do you know when the Earth's axis actually shifted recently, or do you know when
What
that
day
happened?
you mean? Well,
Or
it the thing is, microscopically, it's always sort of shifting. It's hard to stop it from any kind of movement. So, but a larger shift, like maybe a fraction of an inch, would be noticeable. And that happened probably a month and a half ago.
okay. All right, thank you for that. I think that that's all the questions that I have that are relevant for you
All right.
here. And let me make sure there's none in the room. I don't see any other. Yeah. Oh, actually, Joachim says, do you have any uplifting messages for us? Because we talked about a lot of heavy stuff. Do you have anything uplifting to
Oh,
share?
yes. I think that let me just go with this group. I think there's a lot of very positive people here and a lot of very positive things happening with the people here. And I am glad that they are here to listen to the facts and have interesting questions and things of that nature. But yes, you want to focus on the positivity. The spiritual aspects of this realm are getting greater. The spiritual aspects of the individuals here are getting greater. Really, I liked Elijah's message today about focusing on the positivity, and I think that that should be something you take into consideration every day. Get up and say, let me focus on God. Let me focus on positivity. Let me focus on the things that will mean more to me than less. So I think that that is a wonderful way to be. And I believe a lot of you are whenever you get up, you say, I know that Will says, make it a great day. So that's a wonderful thing to say. And that's a wonderful idea. Get up and make it a great day. And that's also including God. Make God part of your day. Make it a great day. Make it a day that is meaningful. Make it a day that has positivity in it. Make it a day that has greatness in it. So, but anyway, I thank you for wanting some positivity. I am glad that it is here for you. You love of one another, friends, kindness, goodness to one another. Um, I'd like to meet all of you in person, really.
Well, you're welcome to come to lunch any day.
Lunch. What are you serving?
I don't know. What do you eat?
Oh, let's see. We have green mud pie.
Okay. I'm gonna have to study up on my reptilian cooking before you come. Maybe send recipes in advance.
Well, it doesn't have a lot of mud in it, really, but it's really delicious. It's green from algae and different things. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, you're welcome. I think a lot of people would invite you for lunch or tea or just to hang out.
I'll probably end up just hanging out. Unless I come in, unless I come in my human body, then I'll be able to eat.
Right. Right. Okay. We love you, Grendel. And the people in the YouTube chat are also expressing their thankfulness and their love for you.
Thank you. Thank you. And have a good day.
Thank you. You as well.
Hey, I haven't been very funny lately, have I?
You're always funny. You just may not know. You may not realize. But you make everybody smile and laugh. So, but if are you wanting to tell a joke?
Oh no. I am
No.
I'm no, that's good. That's good. If I make you laugh, that's good enough.
All right. Well, you do.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a good day. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Greetings. I am Leprius from the Council of Nine.
The Council of Nine, welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have a message for us? I know that Michael had requested a council to come through, and I would want to go to his
This
question.
is the Orion Council of Nine. There are many different councils of nine. There is Octurian Council of Nine. There is why nine, you say? Nine is a number that means many things in the universe. And so nine is a good council number. And also, it gives no division of equality. Whenever a vote is taken, a winner will always be, one side will always be higher voting than the other. So it is good to have a council of nine so that you can get justice. Anyway, I will tell you about our council. We are the Orion Council. There are wars going on in the Orion areas, far off to the northeast of this area where you are, and these wars have been going on for a long time. They are not in a great conflagration right now. I'd say that they are milder now than they were 50 years ago. But still, they go on. There's problems with treaties, there's problems with uh, who owns what and what minerals and what things they can take from what planetoids or asteroids and things of that nature. So there's always disputes. So, but we are here to help them with those disputes as well. And we take all the information and we also make decisions on whose ownership it is. Now, that is also being fought over. They do not agree with our findings, but it is all right. We will find what we find. And other things that we do is help the different planets that are in this area to do whatever they need to do. They come to us with very large problems in government. They come with us with very large problems with food distribution, famine, things of that nature. And so we try to help them to distribute the food on their planets equally and fairly. We try to do everything as uh, equally as possible. It is a place out here of great tumult. There are many different ideas and functionalities. And also, we look over the Stargate that's here in Orion. It is the largest Stargate known in the universe so far. Of course, we do not know the whole universe yet. but this was made by some ancient civilization that had to be immense in size. And we learned how to control the Stargate by just trying it out and finding out what each thing did. And it was a little dangerous at first, but now we have it under control. And that Stargate is 10,000 miles around. So you know that's a huge Stargate. So, and all through the Stargate, there's shops and restaurants and things of that nature where they used to be living spaces for large beings. So we just transformed them into shops and restaurants and stuff of that nature. So yes, there's a lot of things that the Council of Nine do, and we are very happy to help whatever civilization calls upon us to work with them to see if we can help them become better or more functional.
Okay, thank you for that. Michael, did you have a question? Are you still here? No, he's not here. Oh, he's here. Michael, you have a question?
Yes. Any, information, like how you observe Earth and like what all is your jurisdiction?
We don't have jurisdiction on Earth. There's no jurisdiction here, except for if people would ask for us, we will come to them. Or if the governments would ask, we will come to them. But we are not allowed to have any jurisdiction.
And how many total of different beings
that we watch over?
No, that's in the group of.
It's a Council of Nine.
Oh, 9. But is it all the same?
We're all Orions, but we're from different parts of Orion.
Okay.
There's several different planets that have life on in the Orion belt and in the planets around and star systems around Orion. So yes, there are many that are in the council. They are voted in by their people.
Okay. All right.
If we have 9 different planets that are representative. If one of those planets loses a representative, that planet will have to send another representative to replace them.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
You are welcome. These are the original 9 planets from the Orion Council. There are much more than 9 planets that are being represented. However, the original 9 planets are the ones that have the vote. They are more technically advanced and more advanced thought process wise. I didn't know how to say that in your language.
All right. Let me see. I'm just looking. Okay, what's interesting is it's wonderful to have you here. I do not have a lot of questions for you. Was there any question? Oh, Yana has a question. Go ahead, Yana. See, I say there's no questions and there's a question. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I have a question
Please
about
hold your
stuff.
mic. Please hold your mic.
My
to-
mic. I'm so sorry. My mic is on my mouth now. Yes. Okay. So sorry. Thank you for coming. I am wondering about the stargates on Earth that are awakening right now. What influence will this have on the general ascension of the people here, or the ability to use more advanced energy-based science?
All right. First of all, we are the creators of those stargates, or at least the initial technology behind them. Because we have studied the larger stargates, we were able to create the smaller ones. And what is going to happen? I'll tell you. Earth will be more technically enhanced. Let me tell you what happens whenever uh, these stargates come onto line. They're not online yet. There's only about
Mhm.
4 of them that are online out of the 12 major ones. And then there's 52 smaller ones. And now there's at least 62 smaller ones because they've built a few more. So the thing is with these stargates is you'll be able to move from place to place on your planet. And if you go to the larger ones, you'll be able to move place to place on your planet and intergalactically, place to place within the galaxy. And wherever they all go. I can't tell you all the places they go because there are as many, many planets they go to. But the thing is this. They will change the way people look at transportation. It will change the way people look at technology because it will change all their ideas about what is possible. Because transporter machines have not been invented in your world yet,
Yeah.
and time travel has not been really studied much or known much about on your world. And these things will be much more clear on how that works. And I say time travel, but I don't know want to say that to mean that a lot of people will be able to do it. I just say that it is possible.
Okay, thank you. So I have one of the smaller devices, Stargate, behind me. I don't know whether you can see that.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, because I work in Astro with the Stargate and the building and the repairing or reinstating of the Stargate. Can you tell me whether this Stargate is still as active as before? Because I'm not working with groups around me right now.
The Stargate is still effective, but it is one of the weaker ones, but it is still effective, and it was made differently than the other Stargates, but it is still a vital in importance because it will be able to transport beings from one place to another on your planet. But this was created for smaller beings,
Yes.
not human size or not the larger of the beings, but it was created for the smaller uh, species.
Yes, and also light beings. So to let
Oh
light
yes,
beings
light
come
beings
through.
as
Yeah,
well. Yes,
that's the easy part. Okay, thank you. These were my questions, and I'm happy to. I was happy to speak to you.
very
Much
good.
blessings to you.
Yes. Do you know how to control the Stargate?
I work with the Stargate consciously, but most of my work is astrally, and that I don't have much control over yet. But in astral,
I,
I am checking on myself from people who can, uh, like Kirk Fitneer, who can give me advice about how I'm working.
yes, I think that was created by light beings, and so its functionality is a little differently, but I can teach you how to use it if you wish.
I would love to. Would love to. Can I do that in a channeled conversation?
Yes, yes, we can show you how to use it.
Okay, I will call you. I will call on you for that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Blessings for now.
Thank
Yes.
you. Karu is saying, do we have news from Serafina about the Asasani, about the awakening?
Is that a question?
Yes, Karu is asking, I don't know if you're in contact with the Asasani. There's a being called Serafina who's
I know who they are, yes. And Serafina, I know who that is. Yes.
Is there news
Contact
about
to, that's a
awakening?
contact to Earth. Yes,
Mhm.
Serafina. And what is the question?
Is there news?
Is there news about first contact?
I guess the awakening or first contact, I guess.
Um, the Essassani are doing a wonderful job of awakening the human planet to those beings that are outside their world and outside human worlds. And so we congratulate them for that. They are doing a
Mhm.
wonderful job with it. And they are also bringing some very, very, very strong messaging from the galaxy to this planet of yours. And so it is, we give them high regards. We feel that they are doing a good job and that they are doing the right thing. There will be more contacts from other places in the universe, such as from us right now, and from from other beings that are around us. So it is necessary for contact to continue. And the update for Serafina is that she is making contact with several different people at this moment, and that is a positive sign as well. Bashar, Shabin, um, and several other of the uh, what is his name? But there's several that are doing great work.
Okay, thank you. Um, Karu is asking a clarification question. I think he's answered the question. He wants to know how many people are awakening and lifting our grid. Is the number of human awakening growing right now? And I feel like you've
Yes.
said that.
It is.
Yes.
The human awakening is happening. However, there are some people that are hard to get to and hard to awaken because of where they are and what kind of information they are getting. And so not everyone is open to the changes that we offer and others offer because they're not getting any information about us or any information about the outside exopolitics.
Okay. Matt Wally wants to know, is the Orion Stargate connected to all the Stargates on Earth?
Yes.
Okay. Um, and can you, Timeline wants to know, can you name some of the species in Orion? Name your species, give a physical description, and some fun things about your culture.
Well, we call most of the people here Orions, but there are several different species that have their own names. Then I call our species the Ratal, Retal, Ratal, and we are in the very center of the Orion belt, in a planet near the very center of the Orion belt. Some other of the species, we do have reptilians here, and they're in the wars. Um, we call them, well, they call themselves just Zaza. So the Zaza reptilians are here in Orion. Um, let's see who else. I'm just so not used to calling them by their worldly name. We just use a designation by number of what planet number they're on. So because it's easier that way. But okay, we have uh, um, the Telosians are out here, but they're fairly remote. But they are one of the more active technological beings that are here in the Orion area.
Is your whole area developed? Are there any, excuse me, are there any Earth-like planets that haven't had contact yet in your?
Oh yes, There's at least 3 that are developing worlds, but we're not going to interfere with that.
And so they're not affected by the wars then either.
No, 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 no. They're actually not in the right area for the wars. They're pretty protected from them. These wars are about asteroid belts, uh, and certain planets that have a great deal of uh, materials that are necessary for making starships and things of that nature. And they're not even inhabited, some of these places. So the ones that are inhabited that are fighting, uh, it's no question that the planet belongs to them, but they are still having to fight off some outside people because their planet is so rich in minerals and radioactive materials.
How long have the wars been going now? Doesn't it seem like it's enough already or what?
It's well over 200 years.
And these are all high technological wars with space lasers and all kinds of weapons like this. And yet they're still able to not destroy each other with all of this high technology?
Well, they do destroy each other, and then the people that are part of their uh, species fight back because they're getting revenge on being attacked. And so it just keeps going on and on.
I
But
mean,
I'll tell you,
yeah.
it's not fought the same way anymore. They
Mm.
they do cybernetic attacks. They try to destroy the functionality of equipment and things of that nature. It's much more effective than shooting them and killing people. Affecting their equipment and destroying their how they do things is much more efficient.
So they're not killing people now.
No, they're more destroying their equipment through cybernetic attacks. I mean, not cybernetic, but they're doing it through technological attacks.
I see. Because if we had a war like that, the whole earth would be gone in a minute. That would be the end of
Yes.
everything.
Yes, right now it's all technology and they are safeguarding their technology, and if they can get through to the other technologies, it's a futile way to live.
Mm.
We've been trying to stop it for hundreds of years.
Mm. Raka wants to know, have you been in contact with Dr. I'm going to probably say this incorrectly, Andrija Puharish or Puharik? I don't know how you say it. She's wrote a book about the Council of Nine.
We know who she is. Yes, we have been in touch with her. We had to be in touch with her in order for her to get some of the information that she has.
Ruth says, uh, oh, sorry. Carew says it's not a complete sentence. He says 10,000 miles for a Stargate. How is the size of your planet in comparison?
Our planet is just slightly larger than your Earth. So I don't know if that explains it or not. I wouldn't be able to tell you if anything else, I don't think. Could our planet go through the Stargate? Um, no.
Okay. Let's see. Ruth says there's a TV show called Stargate. Someone from Orion give the writers information.
Yes, we did give some information to people for different shows. Star Trek is the main one.
Okay. Um, let's see. Serenity wants to know, is Elon Musk from Orion? Some believe he has become like a cyborg now. Not a cyborg.
He has Orion within him. He is not a cyborg, but he is related. He has, let's put it this way, he has Orion DNA within him, but he is not an Orion. He is a human, but he does have some Orion DNA, yes.
Okay. And I'm not, okay. And that's actually the last question.
All right.
Yeah.
Very well. I will bring someone else.
Actually, we have about 10 minutes left, so I guess you can bring someone else. Is that still within for 5 minutes, I think?
Oh, let me see if someone wants to come through for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Earth time. One. Greetings, I'm Adama.
Welcome, Adama. Thank you.
There are several of us that wanted to come through, but not just for 5 minutes.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I believe, was it Christy that requested you, or?
He requested Rentourus.
That's true. Who requested Adama? Was that Wendy?
It was me.
Okay.
Yes, really quick. I just thank you so much, Adama, for coming. I wanted to ask when myself and a group of Hucolo members went to Mount Shasta and we were on the mountain, I saw like an energy signature for like a split second as we were walking. And it was like in front of us, and it was like as if someone was in front of us and then moved. And I just wanted to see if that was you or one of your friends looking at us or hanging out with us.
Yes, we were with you on Mount Shasta, and we would appear as that kind of a signature of some sort, I would imagine, if you could even see us at all, because we're not allowed to be seen as in our forms yet. But yes, we were with you on the mountain. We enjoyed your energy.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, it was a great experience. And I just when I see an energy signature like that, it's to me indicative of like a fourth dimensional being. Is that correct?
Fourth or fifth, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Adama. Much love to you. Thank you for coming.
Much love.
Was that Wendy talking? It didn't even sound like her.
Yes, it was.
Okay, her voice sounded way different than normal. Okay.
It wasn't, it was not me. It was Ariana.
Thank you. Are you with Wendy?
No, we're in two separate locations, but yes, we were in Mount Shasta. Actually, can I ask a quick question?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, I had the experience of picking up a crystal while we were on Mount Shasta, and I was shaking quite a bit between my legs and my hands going up there. But when I found the crystal, I first left it and then went back to pick it up. When I picked it up, energy shot through both my hands, almost like electricity or something, but it wasn't electricity. It was, I could just feel the energy of it. Can you give any information about what that type of experience was?
Actually, that was probably a technological module. You'll find that uh, throughout that crystal or whatever you want to call it, there is some technology. You won't be able to find it in there. We don't make it so that you can find the technology. However, you will be able to sense it if you pick it up. And that was a module testing the weather, testing the Earth gravity and earthquake. It was like a seismographic thing. And also it was to relate information to uh, Telos. Hello?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, that it was a pretty good size crystal. It was about a half-inch diameter and about 4 inches in length. So it was.
We make the modules look like rocks and crystals and stones so that they are just ignored, usually.
Well, I have it, and I continue to feel the energy of it, so that's very exciting. Thank you so much for that.
Well, no matter where it is, it will give us information.
Okay, thank you for that. I just want to get to Susan's first question that she had asked earlier, because I feel like you can answer it. She's asking about, I've lost the question now. Let me get back to it. This will be the last question. Susan, where did your question go? Let me see. So sorry. She says, any insights regarding the physical changes affecting my energy, more fatigue, blurry vision, blood glucose is dropping, etc. It could be my increased medication recently or something else. I'm hoping I will get back to normal soon.
Yes, but also the axis moving affects all these things in the body. And so any kind of movement of the axis, which just happened just recently, within the last month and a half, is and also continues to happen, will affect fatigue, blood sugar, many different liver functions, kidney functions, all kinds of things. So be aware that these things will change a little bit and that you will have to deal with them until your body gets used to them.
Okay, thank you for that. Since we are at the end of our time, would I be able to ask you to give us a blessing as we end this webinar? And thank you so much for being here, even for 5 minutes.
Thank you. I will give it in the ancient tongue.
Oh, please.
La fatara didiatara warthinivi eraranada quatari rototoyatia atata sasavian yetabrisundu Ridea apohadia tikiavata fatutia tania namania wa hatiata randiata tashishifra shiriata vijayaveda rahata hutiata sasavos for the avas
Thank you.
Ah, yes. I ask God to come down and bless everyone here to bring the faith of the fathers and the elders to each of you, to let you understand what true meaning of God is, what high qualities that are kept there and are given to each, how immense He is, and how inclusive He is for each and every one of you. He is not ignoring you in any way, shape, or form. Even though you may not feel Him, He is still here with you. He is being the Father to you that you cannot see. He will bring to you the success that is necessary when the time comes. Be patient, my children, He says, for I am with you always, and I will lift you up at your right time.
Thank you. It sounded a little bit like Latin in the very beginning, what you were saying.
Ah, no?
Okay. I know it had a Latin feel, I'll just say.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much again for being here, and we would love for you to come back anytime.
Have a very good day.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi. We had a nice webinar with Grindel and Council of Nine, and who else was here? I forget. Anyway, we had a nice webinar with the different beings. Thank you for being here. I'm going to turn it over to Angie and let her do some announcements. Also to just for everyone watching, thank you in the YouTube chat. Thank you here. Next week, we will have our friend Lou Martin with us. So we look
Hey.
forward to welcoming him back for his maybe 8th or 9th appearance on Hucolo. But it's been a good year since we talked to him. So it'd be nice to have him again. And then the following week will be Jim again. And then last week of the month, we will have Christy, who will be showing us some photos he's taken of beings that visit him on a regular basis. And we'll be going through those photos. And I'm really excited about that. So, all right, we have a
Very
nice
cool.
month ahead. And I look forward to seeing you all next week and the next time. But I'll turn it over to Angie. Angie, I'm going to have to step off. So I'm going to give you ownership of the webinar. And so if you can say good night and goodbye to everyone. That's why I was finishing this thing. So thank you, everybody. And I'm giving Angie total control. Oh my gosh. Don't let it go to your head.
I'm not sure. Maybe I will. Maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Right.
Okay. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. There, I'm giving you the yes.
Yes.
Do you have
got it.
this button that lets you in the webinar?
Yes.
You do? Okay, perfect. All right. Bye, everyone. Good night.
All right. Bye, Christian
Good night.
Maria. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. We have our 2 books available from our community. Elijah Speaks, Volume 1, and From the Galaxy with Love. From the Galaxy with Love is on Amazon, and Elijah Speaks, Volume 1 is on its way to being accessed through Amazon. Couple weeks out, there's just some final touches that need to be done. And we, Krishna Priya and I, like we're looking into having a class on like chanting vibration. If you are interested in that, please email classes@hucolo.org. Thanks. Thank you, Jim, for being here. Thank
Thanks.
you, everyone, for being here. If you like the content of this video, please make sure to like and subscribe so that you can have notifications of any future online channelings. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week with Lou Martin.